Looking at the Green Bay franchise, you guys had an incredible playoff run between you and Favre over the past 29 seasons. What have you learned personally about the difficulties of the playoffs and actually winning a Super Bowl?
Well, it's really freaking tough. You got to be at your best always. And yeah, we've been to the NFC Championship game 5 times, lost 4 of those. Felt like we were a little outmanned in a couple of them. Not to say we couldn't have found a way, but in the 14 game and obviously last year, it felt like we had golden opportunities to win those games and did. And the 14 one obviously hurts a little bit more because of everything that went down in that stupid game. But yeah, there's a lot of pride in the performance and the history. But like I always say, Green Bay's nickname is Title Town. We've won 13 of them over the decades. It's not championship game town, or it's all about winning titles, and it's appreciated because it's not like that everywhere else. There's cities, and you don't have to name them, but there's cities around the country that have NFL teams that are just excited about a 500 season, or going to playoffs is ecstatic. But in Green Bay, there's a different type of expectation.
So many of your playoff heartbreaking losses were kind of out of your control. What have you taken away from those moments where you're on the sideline without the ball in your hand? How challenging is that to process? It's not like, in the NBA where LeBron or Kobe can kind of just get away with the final shot if they want it.
I don't look at it like I didn't have anything to do with the game. I mean, each of those games where I've been on the sidelines late in the game, there's been opportunities for us to do things. So I always start with myself and my performance. And there are times in each of those games where one play here or there, and we actually win the game, as opposed to being on the sidelines and watching Arizona march down the field and score a touchdown, or the Niners march down the field and get a field goal to win the game, or Seattle figure out a way to beat us in 14. Like, I remember those games; those all hurt, but there are times in each of those games, what could have been the first quarter or the first drive, or it could have been the last drive of the fourth quarter, where we had chances to win. And I don't see it as like I'm this innocent bystander. I'm an active participant in each one of those games. And that's the beauty in our game, and that's the frustration at times.
Looking at where you are now in your career, how are you approaching it differently, or is your mindset different approaching this season?
I think as an older player, my mindset has to be different. Each season, I try and approach each day with a lot of gratitude and the right perspective. But the thing that I keep going back to, which was on my mind nonstop in the off season when I thought about what retirement would look like and feel like, is the relationships. It's the friendships that I've had over the years. And during the off season, I reached out to a number of former teammates of mine who are close friends, and just talked to them about what life is like after football, just so I could really wrap my mind around what that would look like and prepare myself mentally for that being a possibility. And in the midst of all that, I kept going back to the friendships and relationships I have on the squad, and the guys that I'm friends with, the guys that I'm close friends with, the guys that I've known for 16 years. And I just thought there was more there. There was more experiences there. There was more excitement there. There was more fun there. And I'd missed that too much at this point, and I still love the game and have incredible passion for competing and leading and wearing all the hats that the starting quarterback does. So I just try and start every day with the right perspective on just how blessed I am to still be doing this, and just the gratitude to still be the starting quarterback in Green Bay.
We all saw Tom Brady found immediate success, in Tampa with a new organization after playing 2 decades in New England. To watch him do that so quickly in that new environment, knowing how hard that really is, for you, how impressive was that? Yeah,
well, he's a great player, first and foremost. And when you walk into the locker room with the pedigree that he has, that kind of raises everybody else's game around him. And if you look at the guys that they had on that squad, it wasn't like he was walking into a team that was in a rebuilding mode. That was a team that was built to win now. And they just needed a little stability at quarterback and a guy to take care of the football. And obviously Tommy played at a great level last year, and their defense was was a lot to handle.
Of course it's in the news. Given all the uncertainty around the new Jeopardy host, is there any chance that if they do come calling you now that you would be willing to do full double duty? Because I know you threw interest in it at one point.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I've said from the beginning, I wasn't just going to do the guest hosting just to do it. Now, I'm really thankful that I did. And it was one of those bucket list, like once in a lifetime things that I'm so glad I got a chance to do, just for my love for Alex and the job that he did for 37 years. But yeah, for sure. They came calling and said, "Hey, let's try and make this work."
Absolutely.
I said it. I said it in the beginning, and I'd be open to it again for sure. It's one of those dream type of jobs. I have my dream job now, so it'd be kind of a
double. Yeah. Hey sports fans, if you want to watch more sports seriously, be sure to check out these clips right here. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel to see all the great content from us here at USA Today Sports.